In every classroom, there are two types of students. One studies when they feel like it. The other studies even when they don't. And that difference decides everything. Most students are controlled by mood. If they feel motivated, they study. If they feel tired, they quit. If they feel distracted, they escape into their phones, and then they wonder why they stay average. But the top student is different. They don't wait for motivation. They don't depend on feelings. They operate on discipline because they understand one simple truth. Feelings are temporary, but results are permanent. Look closely at your own habits. How many times have you said, "I'll study later"? How many times have you wasted hours scrolling, knowing you had work to do? That's not laziness. That's lack of control. And control is everything. A disciplined student doesn't study more. They study smarter and more consistently. They sit down when it's time. They focus when others get distracted. They push forward when others give up. Not because it's easy, but because they have trained their mind to obey. This is your turning point. From today, you don't ask, "Do I feel like studying?" You ask, "What needs to be done?" And then you do it. No excuses, no delays, no emotional negotiation. Because the moment you control your mind, you control your future. And in a world full of distracted students, the one with discipline always rises above the rest. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. Real power is silent. While others speak, react, and expose their emotions, there is always one person watching, calculating, waiting. That person doesn't rush, doesn't panic, doesn't reveal anything. And that is the person who wins. Most people think intelligence is about knowledge. It's not. It's about control. Control over thoughts, control over reactions, control over impulses that destroy others. Look around you. People talk too much, feel too fast, react too quickly. And every reaction they give is information. Information about their fears, their weaknesses, their limits. That's how they get read. That's how they get controlled. But when you become silent, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. You don't show anger. You don't show fear. You don't show desperation. Not because you don't feel, but because you choose not to display it. There is a difference, a massive difference. Anyone can react. Only a few can remain still under pressure. That stillness is not weakness. It is discipline at the highest level. From today, train yourself to observe more than you speak. Listen more than you respond. Think more than you react. Because when your mind becomes silent, your presence becomes powerful. And when your presence becomes powerful, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. They feel it, without a single word. Every time you react without thinking, you lose power. Not sometimes. Not occasionally. Every single time. Someone insults you, you react. Someone ignores you, you react. Something goes wrong, you react. And in that moment, you are no longer in control. You become predictable, weak, easy to manipulate. This is how the world controls you. They don't need chains. They don't need force. They just need your emotions. Anger makes you blind. Fear makes you freeze. Desire makes you desperate. And desperation is where people lose everything. But there is a way out, a brutal way. You stop reacting, not slowly, not someday. Right now, you train your mind to pause when others explode. You stay cold when others panic. You stay silent when others argue. Because the person who reacts first loses first. Understand this. Control is not about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. When someone tries to provoke you, they are testing your control. When life hits you hard, it is testing your discipline. And most people fail these tests again and again, but you won't. From this moment, you will observe more and react less. You will think more and feel less impulsively. You will become someone others cannot read, cannot control, cannot break. Because when you kill your reactions, you take back your power. And once you have that power, you don't just play the game, you control it. Do you control your emotions, or do your emotions control you? Right now, most people are living like programmed machines. One insult ruins their day. One rejection breaks their confidence. One failure makes them quit. Why? Because they are emotionally weak. And they don't even realize it. But there is a different path, a dangerous one. The path of becoming emotionally intelligent. or what most people fear to call emotionless. Being emotionless doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you are no longer a slave to what you feel. You don't react instantly. You don't lose control. You observe. You calculate. You respond with precision. Think about it. The most powerful people in the world, they don't panic. They don't overreact. They stay calm when others break. That is their real power. Emotions are not your enemy, but uncontrolled emotions are your biggest weakness. This is your brain challenge. From this moment, start noticing your reactions. When anger rises, pause. When fear hits, analyze. When someone tries to provoke you, stay silent. Because silence is power. Control is power. Awareness is power. And once you master your emotions, you don't just survive in this world, you dominate it.